Okay. Hey, lovelies. Okay, I got a story for you. And I'm going to actually see if I can do this just right. Okay, so this is going to be, oops, I'm losing it. Hold on, I'm losing it. I'm losing it. Hold on a second. Okay, got it. What the heck? Okay, so listen up. I have this story to tell you about. Hold on a second. I'm trying to do this. That's my chair on my desk. It's coming soon to a theater next to me. Okay. Still doesn't feel comfortable to me. It still hurts. Hold on. Oh, this is better. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I got to tell you the story. So, remember last Saturday? Not last Saturday, last Friday. I was real busy. Everybody was getting signed in for the VIP program, 14-day building, releasing, building, manifestation. So, remember I told you I had met a new client, and that was on a Friday, right? So this is the trippy part. She heard about me through my tax person, and she wanted to get a reading for me. So I said, okay, we'll do a reading. Um, so I'm not liking this because I'm in an awkward space. So let me get over here like this. Hold on a second. I'm having some lighting technical problems. Okay. So she was wanted a reading from me, and I said, okay, let's do the reading thing. Hold on. My lighting. I'm trying to get okay, there we go. So she was having some technical lighting. She was having. I'm having. Okay, so she wanted to get a reading from me. And I said, okay, sure, no problem. She says, I heard you do readings. So we did a reading. And I'm going to just call her Susie. So Susie wanted to know what was going to go on with her relationship with with Danny Boy. Let's do it that way. Susie and Danny Boy. And she was just talking about she just felt like the relationship wasn't going anywhere, and it was about as good as it was going to get because he just kept pulling off for her. Remember I was talking about um men that don't step up, they pull off of the woman pays them money to, they're part of the work or whatever, and they pay them money, and they're always fixing the broken man. Okay, broken man doesn't stand in his warriorship, doesn't do things for the woman. He's always, just kind of looks at things, something happens, oh well, I'll take care of it later, and never gets taken care of type of thing. Those kind of guys. You're always fixing them, taking care of their stuff. But they don't bring nothing to the table. Okay? They don't bring nothing to the table. They don't take care of you in the way that you need to be taken care of. So, that's what came up in the reading. And here's the thing. The cards that I was using, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. So I'm going to do this with one hand. Sorry, you guys, kind of bear with me. So the card that was in the middle was this 33 Sacred Mirror. This was in the middle of her set. So what had happened, I said, oh, you've got this sacred mirrors. Reflection. What do you see? How is he pushing your buttons? And, what needs to be looked at? People need to look in the mirror at themselves and the reflection, what's going on, this is the reflection. So, first time I ever seen this card, Sacred Mirrors. And she got it. And I was like, huh, that's a neat card. So I said, yeah, you better pay attention because all the rest of her reading was talking about the universe was going to step in and intervene. Because if he wasn't stepping up, we are supposed to be with your sacred divine partner that is actually going to be a part of your purpose of what you're here on this planet to do. So everyone's being kind of like tested to see if they're going to bring what they're going to bring to the table. If you're going to step up to your true potential, okay? If you're not going to step up to your true potential and your partner is rising, ascending, going into the higher frequency and you're not doing it, bye-bye. You're not going to be able to stay with your partner. That's just how the universe is setting it up. Everyone is going to be paired up with their divine sacred partner that they're supposed to be with. And this is going to be hard on a lot of people that have been with people for years and years, codependent relationships, the kind that break up one time, they're together, and then they break up again, then they're back together, and then they break up again. Oh, this time you're going to go ahead and get married. Well, the universe is going to look at this and say, okay, is this a divine union? Is this a sacred divine union? Is this something that's going to be good for you as far as working in your relationship, your relationship itself and fulfilling your purpose. Okay. So when she got this card and the other cards were talking about universe, there it was like the universe is going to step in. They're already giving you guys a chance to see if this is going to work. And now, if you're not happy and this is not panning out, universe is going to intervene. Okay, that's what I told her. I said, if he doesn't step it up, he doesn't change, and he doesn't look at himself and make some good inner changes. This ain't gonna last. You're gonna see some changes, but he has to make some changes in order to stay in a relationship. Okay, you can't be one sided. Relationships can't be one sided anymore. Like one person doing all the work, and you're trying to call it a relationship. It doesn't work like that. It takes two people to have a relationship. Okay, so so today I'm sitting and we're all gabbing and doing the thing and talking and I'm working my spiral light and talking about the frequencies and we're doing the frequency stuff and I'm in my my medicine and we're talking. I got them all bumped up on their frequencies and they're doing the thing. She still can't believe this 27-year-old pain that she had that she doesn't have it anymore. She jumps out of bed now. She can go walking where she couldn't do it before because it was so painful. And she says, Felicia, thank you so much because I had asked so much for this to be healed. So anyway, so the lady stops in today, the one I gave the reading to, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, you're here!" And I go, "How are you doing?" I call her the New Yorker. Hey, New Yorker. And she says, "I have to tell you something. Your readings are no joke." And I said, "Oh God." So I prepare myself. I'm like, "Oh God, what did happen? What happened? What happened?" So she says, "Well, remember that card in the center that I got, the sacred mirror?" And I go, "Yeah." And she goes, "In a special entryway of my home, I have a very beautiful, large, special mirror that's been hanging there forever. Never had a problem with it. Sunday, which was Lion's Gate, I never heard it, never didn't have an inkling what did happen. I got myself ready for the day. She said she went in the kitchen and she was making her tea and her coffee, getting herself ready, go do her morning walk. She comes out into the area where that mirror was hanging. It was off the wall. It had smashed into the pole banister of her staircase, like it was stabbed. Like the mirror fell forward and got stabbed by the post. The post went through the mirror and shattered it into 1,000 pieces. And the boyfriend, or the yeah, the boyfriend, I'm gonna call him the boyfriend. He heard it when it broke because he had just went past it, and he heard it when it broke. When it hit the floor, it was a loud rumble, and he came and saw how it was impaled by the post and glass everywhere. And he was in there cleaning it up, and he says, "Come here, I want to show you something." So she comes out and she sees it, and she's in shock because the first thing she thinks about is that card, Sacred Mirror. She said, "That mirror is so special, it's sacred to me." And she said it, and she goes, "Oh, that card." And so he was cleaning up the mess, and so she was like amazed that he stepped up and he was cleaning it up, and she didn't have to worry about it. She said, "Well, I'm gonna go finish drinking my coffee, and thanks so much for you know handling that." He goes, "Oh no, I got this." And then it was like after he cleaned out that mirror. Now keep in mind, mirrors taking the energy, it sees a lot. It records. It um it um it records, it takes in their portals. And when someone needs to be making a change or something's happening, it didn't seem too much or took in too much, it's gonna shatter. That's it. The energy's gotta be released. So he's cleaning it up and he's doing all this stuff. He took care of it. She came back, everything was clean, and she was really impressed. She says, "Wow, you really took care of that." And then he went and handled some other stuff for her that he never does. He never does it. This happened on the Lion's Gate, okay? And then ever since then, he's been more helpful. He's been more apt to jump in to do something. He's stepping up his game. And she couldn't stop saying, "Your reading was off the hook. It was profound. And I will never forget that the card that I got, the Sacred Mirror, and what it did and how it changed things." And she says, "I'm watching him to see," because she was already in her mindset saying, if this relationship's not going to get any better, I'm done with it. I'm going to be kicking him to the curbs, kick rocks, get out of here. And she had just had enough. So all of a sudden, that energy kicked up and that mirror broke. And boom, it was almost like kind of saying like the old reflection of somebody was released, and it had to go. It had to be taken apart. It had to just be released. And so she was just profound. She says, "Your reading is, thank you." She goes, "Things changed. I can't believe the change." I said, "Well, here's the thing. When you sit in the energy of a sundancer, a priestess, a healer, people that have that energy of healing, their whole purpose is to help you flip your switch, turn on your light, and they just sit in that and they listen to you and they are being of service. You don't realize this, and this is why they drum up all this 6 feet social distancing bull crap, because you activate someone, you charge up their energy, and then when they go into their home and they need to see some changes in somebody, or they're questioning what their intent is in their life, and is this relationship still a relationship, or do they need to go kick rocks, their energy starts to change. Now, it could have went either way to break up, but because she had that mirror and that mirror did what it did, I'm like, whoa. So she could not believe it. She said it was a big, huge she showed me how big the mirror was. She said when that thing fell off and got impaled by the banister post of the staircase, in my mind, I'm thinking releasing of a broken heart. That's what I'm thinking, a sword through the heart. What are you doing? What needs to be seen? What isn't being seen? So I was just like astounded. So she thanked me for the reading, and she says, "Wow, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get another reading in a few weeks, and see how where the energy is going, how things." She said, "Thank you so much, because it literally it like made a change." And I said, "No, your frequency went up, and he had to make a decision." So I'll be back more if she gets another reading with me. But man, she was blown away. She was impressed, and all because of this card, Sacred Mirror. So this is a message. Then later I got another info of a young girl who was, 15, and she's really taken to wanting to learn the arts of the cards. And I told her mom, I said, well, you know what? Don't stop her, because she knows what she wants to do. And she's not going to stop there. She's going to learn the cards. She's going to learn astronomy, astrology. She's going to learn about that. And she is here to be a messenger, and she's going to be guiding people. So I said, yeah, she knows what she's here to do. So that was really interesting and encouraging, because back in the day, when you share your gifts and stuff, parents become a little protective. They don't want everybody to know what your gifts are, and they want to protect you. So they would say things, don't talk about your stuff, or, we don't want people to think something's wrong with you and take you away from us and lock you away, or, always the threat of going to be taken away or something. So I thought it was just really, really interesting on some of the things I ran into today. So I'm going to hurry up and wrap this up, because I got to do my stretches. So one of the things I got today, I got rose water concentrated. This is my second bottle, because I really, really like using this. I'm really been heavy, heavy, heavy into the rose. Lots and lots of rose. Then I got the LAS brand of the sage. Now, it smells a little different. I can't put my finger on it. It doesn't smell like the sage I'm used to with Elliot. I feel like they changed the formula. I don't know what they did to it, but it has a strange scent to it. It doesn't have that pretty, pretty scent. Then the rose auto spray. This was really, really light. I like my rose scent rose. I better be smelling rose. Don't be watering this. I don't like watered down. This one, you can smell your rose. It smells really, really good. And it's the rose water concentrated. So that one's really, really good. But I was not too thrilled with that. But love that. Love my readings. Sometimes when I do my readings, when messages are coming through, I listen, you know, and it was kind of interesting, because I got a chance to meet the agent's husband that's working on my taxes. And this was really kind of interesting, because he came in, and I met him, and he's a really nice tall man, and he used to be a bodybuilder. Love bodybuilders. Um, and I just was like, wow, he's a warrior. When they go into bodybuilding, they're warriors. They're that 300 man. They are that kick butt type of energy. They're that I'm going to bust this wall with this whole, my upper chest type of person, that kind of energy. So I thought this was really interesting, because when I gave him a frequency to help work with his body, I was scanning him and his hands were just lighting up. And I said, if you did a little bit of this kind of oil and this kind of oil on your hand and massage it in, dip it into some warm water, you'll feel the achiness go away. And he goes, "Really? How did you know that?" And I said, "Well, your body was just saying it." He goes, "Did you tell her about it?" I said, "No, I didn't see. See, I told you." He was like, "Wow, that's pretty good." But I just, you when you do your work, you're just in it, and you do what you need to do. Now, probably after I do a few of these more teachings and stuff, I think it's really interesting. I'm probably going to be taking a little time to rest because this group that I have right now, a VIP group, is a big group for me. And this is really cool because I'm individually taking time to get to everybody, listening and getting back to them. Um, but I'm not in a. I just know everything is falling into place, and my team is really good on helping me to help everybody get into that place and work with their portal of light. So I think it's going to be time soon that I'm going to want to be really imprinting and training people about their frequency and about how to run codes of frequency light because there's going to be time you're going to need to know how to do it. You're going to need to know how to transfer one energy source to another and put it somewhere. And nobody will know what you did, but you moved it. I could do that. Love that. Um, but you can transfer, you can switch things out and make medicine, get medicine from anywhere and put it in the water, and now you got your medicine. Being able to do that. So there's a lot of unique people out there with a lot of unique gifts, and we are we are the what's that 90s song? Chosen ones. Dun, dun, God given. God given. So been rocking out lately on some of my good songs. God given. God given. Okay. Anyway. 90s bills. All right. I just wanted to come on and share this info, and I got to do some yoga work and a little bit of homework. And but yeah, uh, crazy. Oh, and then another client of mine talk about with this work is so cool because every day everyone's getting a message read beginning in the morning. I talk, I bring in a message of what's needed to be said, and then they have all day to kind of sit with that, and then we talk back and forth throughout the day. Some clearing needs to take place or not, or healing or what. It's all going to be adjusted because we're working with the portal. So I found it really interesting that it was kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm working with this energy and going through it and looking at what needs to be. And one client kept getting the same card twice in a row. And then another client today got the exact frequency of 878 that we've been using in her reading. But it was a 17 number card here, a 16 number card in the center, and then another 17 number card on the end, which when you add the numbers is 878. I was just like, so I love it. I love doing those reads. I throw those cards down. I don't even be thinking. I think of the person, pull up their name, boom, 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 give it a read. Boom, boom. I'm done in 30 minutes with 12 people. 12 11 people, 11, 12, 11 people. Done. So I just wanted to share that with you. And please pick yourself up some rose water. Oh, yeah. And everything's going all over the internet about tomorrow, August 11th. We'll see. Yeah, they're always saying something's going to be da 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 da, and nothing ever happens. We'll see. We'll be surprised. I'll be surprised if anything happens. Surprise me. Really, let's see how this unfolds, shall we? Because the movie is so old and so out of date. It's a very old movie. And by the way, they're really, really pushing you to understand movies. I said right now we're kind of looking at the Terminator phase. Terminator, which one was it? Which one is it? I think it's Terminator 1 or 2. I think it's maybe Terminator 1 and 2. Um, but we're getting into that phase. AI is trying to take over. We were all sitting and talking. We were eating, and it was really neat because we were talking about what is, when you're sitting with like-minded people and you're talking, and how the energy in a room and everything just changes because we're all in that higher frequency. We're all talking. And it was really, really nice. And it was so weird because there was this thing we had to kind of watch, and we were talking, and something had popped up on one of our phones about what we were talking about. And I said, that thing be listening. And said, and also be aware of certain companies that you go work for, like temp agencies, if they have you use their phone or some kind of laptop system that they want you to use, and you take it to your house. They are actually listening in on your conversation in your house. And I'm not going to mention the name of the company until I do more research, but this company literally was listening in on the family, this person that was working for them, listening to them in their house because this laptop was put in the bedroom, and he had already closed it down and everything and had it sitting off to the side in the bedroom on a dresser, not thinking nothing, maybe a dresser or a side stand table or something. And he had made mention that he was thinking about going to a different job and getting paid more money. Okay, I'm kind of just talking around about the energy. And he goes to work the next day. It's true. This just happened less than 72 hours ago. Goes to his work next day. He gets pulled into the office saying, we need to talk to you about how unhappy you are with your current job situation while you're looking for another job. He did not text anybody. He did not speak to anybody about looking to another job. It was just there in his house on that laptop, da 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 da, whatever. And he was talking to his wife about it. And they heard it and called him in and fired him. So these devices all over the place. And where I lived before, he was really adamant about beware what you say around these devices. And Apple has some kind of device inside the computer spying on you. Pegasus, I think it's called Pegasus. Yeah, be shame yourself. Well, people do things. You spying on people. What's wrong with you? God, you know what? That just reminds me how sick some of you are. You got to be all up in everybody's business, knowing what they doing, spying on them. You can't have your phone out. Your phone is spying on you. Your laptop's spying on you. Your TV's spying on you. Hell, do you want to see what time I take a crap? Do you want to see what time I got to pee? What else do you want to see? Everything is spying on you. You get the echo thing. It's spying on you. The government's got to be all up in your business. They got to know everything because they got to blame somebody to be the enemy because they don't need to look in the freaking mirror at themselves. Why don't y'all look in the mirror at yourselves? That would be a good thing. The government could just look at themselves, especially here in California. That person, nuisance, needs to look at himself. Maybe he needs to have a mirror incident. Um, I'm looking at this, and it's for me. for the type of soul that I am, and the factor, I'm gonna get deep on you because I'm going there. The fact that I came from the cosmos, signed up, and came down here to help on this planet right now, it absolutely disgusts me that there have been beings on this planet that are so disgusting. They shouldn't even be allowed to breathe with us. They shouldn't be on the planet with us. We are the superior race. We are the superior beings, human beings. We're superior to these things. And these things have been living among us, taking away our power of who we are, dumbing us down, dumping chemicals on us, doing all kind of godforsaken things to us. Because their number one fear is that we will get a hint one day and wake the hell up and find out that they are nothing but scaly, lizard, disgusting, tongue wagging, slimy, disgusting. I'm trying to think of all the words that I want to call you. You know what you are. You're the most, you, let's just put it like this. You are lower than spit on the bottom of my shoe. That's how bad you are. And don't have a right to be on this planet with none of us. You need to get the hell off the planet. And some of you have rightfully been taken off. Thank God. Thank God. There was a system in place for at this time to get rid of your butts. Because if we don't stand up and fight for our rights and stand for our truth, the right to voice, the right to talk, the right to be who we are, we're going to wake up one day and be locked down forever. We're never going to have any freedom. You won't be able to go outside to do anything. Nothing. Everything will be lost. If we're going to have what it is that we need to have in our lives now, now's the time. Now's the time to fight. And I'm in it to win it. Are you in it to win it? Because I don't think these lizard beings have any right to be walking around stealing skin, trying to blend in. Oh, but they can't hide it on the HD TVs. They can't hide it. Their eyes give them away. Lizards. So I'm just saying, everybody, it's time to step it up. Everyone's been talking. So we're going to see how this all unfolds. Who's awake and who's still sleeping? Who's still walking around? Simon says, I got to do. Someone said, oh, they got a new variant. Oh, I said, decode that. It means radio change. Look it up. It's all head tripping games, gaslighting us. Fear, 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 fear. That's all they live by is fear. Okay, just know that. Fear. That's all they got going for them is fear. They don't have nothing else going for them. Just fear. Straight up fear. So if you stay out of fear and you stay in a higher frequency, it's kind of like you're up here skating along and all this stuff is happening underneath you, but you're just like da 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 da. There you go. All right, so I hope everybody is waking up. A lot of people are waking up. I'm so proud of everybody. A lot of people are saying enough is enough. And you have to think like that right now. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Signs will be on doors and stuff. I walk right past them. I don't care. And I'm in the store. I'm doing whatever. I dare somebody to say something to me. I dare them. And then I said, oh, you picked the wrong person. Now let me educate you. Let me turn your light on. Exactly how I do it. Let me turn your light on. Don't care. Don't mess with this. Don't get up in this grid. Don't mess with this. You'll be sorry. I'll whip out a card on you. You want me to card you? Oh, fill you up. I'm armed. I'll even sage your butt. Yeah. I already look threatening when I go into a store because I'll be walking with the look on my face like, you gonna mess with me? Well, like just you try it. They'd be like, how are you today? I'm doing lovely. How are you? Would you mess with me if I go, I'm doing lovely. How are you? You wouldn't be messing with me. Okay. So before I get off, I'm gonna share something with you. So and I shared this on Instagram, but I have a lot of people that follow over here that don't follow on Instagram. So okay, so on Lionsgate, went up to Shasta. Shasta was really, really smoky. Didn't know until we got because we kept hitting like pockets, like it would kind of clear and then get smoky. Then when we went up to the mountain, couldn't see the mountain at all. It was covered in smoke. I said, we ain't gonna be up here long. But I really wanted to take the youngster up so that she could take a look at it because I really wanted to share that with her and then take her by the crystal store so she could see that. And that's all I'm gonna say about that part. Wanted to share that with her. And so we're up there and we went ahead and came down and I didn't buy anything. I just wanted to share everything with a little friend there. So we're driving back and I see she's, she's young and she's a young and that mountain didn't kind of whipped up on her a little bit. And she's like, you know, doing the whiplash thing, trying to stay awake. And I said, you know what? Instead of giving yourself whiplash, why don't you go ahead and just lay back and get some rest? We got another couple hours of driving. Don't worry. So she goes, oh, okay. So she lays back and she closed her eyes. She's sleeping. I'm driving along doing my 70 miles an hour or so. And I look into the rearview mirror and I see 3 race cars in the fast lane coming. And right now I'm feeling really happy because everybody knows I'm a fan of the Fast and Furious, and everybody knows I love the Fast and the Furious. I caught myself a couple of times in the car thinking I was in an episode of Fast and Furious. A couple times, yeah. And Mystic Knight and I have a very good time. I love my car. Yes, please. So I'm driving and I see them and I'm like, oh my God, they're coming up really fast. I go, Jesus Christ, he must be driving at least almost 100. They have to be going at least 90 miles an hour. They're coming up pretty fast. I said, oh, 2 white cars and a red car. And I'm like, oh my. So I move over just a little bit. So I'm going to let them go past me. And as they're driving, they're cruising by. I see the first one. He's in an Acura and it's a decked out, brand new looking race car, traditional race car. Like it's gorgeous. And I was like, oh my God, it's really nice. That's an Acura. Wow, wow, look at that. It's gorgeous. He looks up. The second car comes by. It's a Honda brand race car. Looks like the same model, but it's a Honda. And I'm like, wow, look at you. Then the red car comes up. And so now I'm kind of like, I'm looking at my friend. She's sleeping. And I'm kind of like, thinking to myself, I feel like I'm Chevy Chase in that movie, Vacation. The scene where his wife is sleeping and the kids are sleeping and he's driving that station wagon. And then Chrisley Brinkley shows up in that fast race car next to him and she's all flirting with him. He's all, yeah, doing all this. And, I'm having like a moment, I'm thinking, hey, I'm having a moment. This is cool, a little bit of mixture here. Fast and the Furious Vacation. Here we go. And I'm thinking, okay, this is cool. And the red car comes up, and I look into the red car, and there's this delicious looking, luscious, gorgeous hunk of a man in that car. And I swear to God, I thought I was looking at The Rock. I said, "Holy crapalola, is that The Rock?" I was about ready to just change species all of a sudden. Like, what? And I was like, "Is that The Rock?" And I said, "Oh my God, he looks just like The Rock." And he kind of gazed over and he looked like that, I was too freaked out for a second. And all of a sudden, you hear the car, my car, with like, and I hear it go, like, oh God, I'm hitting that sideline thing where it's all gritted and makes all that like, I'm like, oh crap, I'm like, oh. And then my friend, he said, "What's going on?" I said, "Oh, nothing, go back." So I kind of kept up just a tiny little bit because they were really flying. They were going fast. And I was like, "Oh my God, he looks like The Rock." So I said, "Well, let's see. White, red. Oh, look, black. Let me get behind." And I kind of cruised with them a little bit. And then they just like were going so fast. I said, "Oh, I've had a moment at the Fast and Furious, a slight vacation, with my car going off to the side of the thing, going, and then hitting Braille. I'm hitting Braille. Braille. And I just sat there and I said, "Well, that's something you don't always see. That was quite lovely. What do, what do? That was yep, my heart's still there. Yep, that was quite lovely." But I swear that guy looked just like The Rock. I was like, "Is that what? What is that him?" And that's why I was like, it wouldn't surprise me if it was him because he looks so much like him. I was like, "Holy crap, is that him?" But the guys actually, they look they look Samoan more. I think they felt Samoan, they looked Samoan. Um First I thought they were Latino. I was kind of looking, I was like, no, they feel Samoan to me. They had a lot of water movement. There was a water energy with all of them. And I was like, God, because they moved in unison. They just stayed behind each other, precise precision. So I was just like, having a moment. All right. So that's my story for you tonight. I had to share that. I go off on my little tangent, bring a little of that, and then I come back in with a little love and a little craziness. But it's all true stuff. Nothing made up. That's right. Nothing made up, YouTube. Anyway, everybody have a good evening. Be good to yourself. Let's just see what happens tomorrow, shall we? It's Wednesday, August 11th. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I'll be shocked if something happens. What's going to happen? We'll see. If things happen, they happen. But I'm not going to be holding my breath on it. All right, lovelies, get some rest. Be good to yourself. I hope you enjoyed the information today. Make sure you rose up so you can rise up and step up. All right, be good to yourself. Be so light. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Sleep well. Be peaceful. Be who you are. Enjoy your life. Stand in your truth. Have no fear. Stand in your light.